Good morning from the Happy Camp Complex, August 27th, 2023. My name is Jaime Hidalgo. I'll be giving you your operational situation update. Starting down here in Branch 5 on the Elliott Fire. For the most part, night shift continued to patrol Highway 96, assessing the values at risk and making sure we ensure the structure protection needs are taken care of. Continue to monitor the fire down in Dillon Creek. Has not crossed. We continue to monitor that and ensure that we can hold the Dillon Creek natural feature. But we are assessing indirect options as you come outside of that, should that cross the Dillon Creek area. Coming up here into Echo, crews continue to look at direct and indirect options using a series of road systems. And then coming up here into Hotel on the top side of Branch 5, there was some defensive firing that took place on the 23 road and an indirect piece bringing it down into the 96. It sounds like that's all held and is looking good. We'll continue to look at direct and indirect options here on the Swillop. Another note to add here is that Elliott and Swillop are close to touching here on the west side of the Swillop, east side of the Elliott. We'll more than likely be calling that the Elliott Fire. An idea here with the soon-to-be Elliott Fire is that if we can contain this east side, stop the spread, and that's all looking pretty good, that we're going to minimize any impacts of the fire continuing to progress towards Happy Camp and further impacts on Highway 96. Coming into UFish continues to have folks looking at options here. We've assessed direct options here repeatedly over the last 11 days, and really unlikely that we're going to get into here and be able to go direct on this fire. So we've got some indirect options coming around it. Real rugged, nasty ground, but there is a plan in place to start looking at UFish, and you'll see that become a higher priority here in the coming days. And again, with the UFish, idea is that with priority, not putting any impacts on Happy Camp. Coming over here into the Malone, because of where it sits on the north and east side of the Titus Ridge system, relatively docile in terms of movement and perimeter growth, but there is options to come indirect on it, and there is a plan in place. And priority here with the Malone Fire is in the Elk Creek drainage and the values at risk there. So for the most part here on the West Fire, that's going to fall as one of our second priorities. Coming up here into Division Lima, we've got a division supervisor out there who's assessing the indirect options to protect, again, Happy Camp in the 96 corridor. And that'll basically be line placement, what we call contingency, just stuff if things weren't to play out the way we didn't want them with all this stuff to the south, that we've got other options to fall back on. Moving up here to the northeast, Branch 20, everything on the head fire is going real well. We've got crews inserted on all the divisions looking at going direct. Oscar Romeo looks to be really good. Hasn't moved in the past few days. We should be able to show some more containment on that. In Division Mike, we've inserted people across the Klamath River. They continue to go direct. Really nasty ground in there, so it's just a bit slow going, but everything's going real good and as planned up here. So we'll continue to support that operation. Over here in Division Tango, again, there's a previous burn scar in here, real nasty ground, a lot of snags, so safety is number one concern for all the personnel, but again, we haven't seen any perimeter growth in here, so we'll continue to support that operation. I anticipate Tango probably being one of the last pieces for us to finalize picking up on the head fire here. Coming down here into Townsend, nothing to report. We continue to just monitor that fire, take a look at it, but it's been lined for the coming days, and we'll continue to watch that. Coming over here into the Scott, as mentioned in previous days, this was the Scott and Gold. Those have since grown together. Everything's within the primary control lines. Folks out there are doing real good work. and everything down on the Scott River Road is looking good. And to finalize, coming down into branch 30 on the lake fire, that's our fire out in the wilderness. We've got roughly 100 personnel out there. It's being supported logistically with aircraft, so we're flying crews in and out of the lake, and another option is for them to walk 5 miles out of Lover's Camp. Real good work going on down there. We've got lines around the fire, just continues to be a mop up, patrol, and hold it, and we'll continue to support that operation, and hopefully can give you guys some containment on that in the coming days. Obviously, smoke impacts on the fire are going to be heavy from these fires out to the west. We are going to continue to reassess repopulation where we can make that happen. Obviously, assessing the fires here out to the west and changes that can occur here. And that'll conclude your operational update.